Hello! In this Koieconsult video, I will show you an example on how to exchange the coil springs and shock absorbers on the rear of this nice Koieracern, this Koie-automobile. When driving to Koie trips with a lot of people and much load, you often have to exchange the coil springs on the rear and the shock absorbers. They don't last very many years. And now it's 9 years since I changed the shock absorbers, and one of the shock absorbers has started leaking, so we need to change it. First thing you have to do is to jack up the rear of your car. I already did that, and you need to think about the safety, because when you're working here to take out the coil spring part, then you need to be sure that the car doesn't fall down. So you should not only lean the car on the jack, you need also a good support here. But if you are a poor student and don't have this, a good tips is you can put, in addition to the jack, you can put and some part here, so that if the jack goes wrong, then it doesn't fall completely down on you, because this is here. So that's not as good as the real support, but as a tjuvtriks you can use it. So sometimes the coil spring breaks and then you have to change it by that reason. But now the reason is that I see there's a lot of, this is very black, it's a lot of oil coming out from the so it's leaking, this shock absorber, yes, it's leaking. So we have to change the shock absorber, and I plan also to change the coil spring. Because I have to unscrew it anyway. And to help you, the way you do this can vary a little from car model to car model. I recommend you this repair book series. This is for the Toyota Corolla, you see, and here there is tips how to do this operation step by step. It's written in, you can get it in either Swedish or English language in the Biltema store. Very good, very practical. The krängningshämmare I have to take off here. Then the brake fluid pipe have to be unscrewed because it's going through here. Then I have to demount these bolts here to the wheel area, and also in the luggage room compartment up here I have to unscrew. Then I can take out the whole part and demount it safely in the kjører. So very often on old cars the bolts are rusted very much, so it's hard to get them loose. Then we use some snabbrusløsere to spray so that it will hopefully loosen a little easier. Sometimes you need to use also some heat with a gas burner or something like that to heat the bolts, so that it will, high temperature will make it expand and contract, and that sometimes make it easier loosen. But we try without that first, but we need to be sure that we don't break any bolts. And here we see we have to have some mothole to loosen it. So now I got the fjærbeinsenhet, the coil spring and shock absorber out. Place the old coil spring and shock absorber here in this. You can use either the skrustykke or the høvelbenk. And now we need to compress the old spring to remove it. Then take compress the new spring and mount it. And then we have to do this in a safe way. Then we need the spring compressors to safely compress the springs. And we use that on both sides. We have to place them maybe like this, we will see. I have mounted them as long as we can, so we can compress most part of the spring. Then we twist a little on that side. Now we have to switch back and forth to compress it as symmetrical as we can. We have to compress it so much that the compressive force here is 0. Then we can detach the nut. So now they are loose here, so we can safely remove the nut. Sometimes we need some extra tools to help us to hold it still while opening the nut with an elongation. There we go. Very practical to have some pipes to elongate the shaft. The old shock absorber and some indications on the leakage. Here you see. This we have to change. very bad. It doesn't go up at all. It's very wise to compare the old and new parts before you start mounting. So this is old, this is new. They look really similar. Now I'm compressing the new spring so it fits with the shock absorber. I need to compress it so that I can fit on this top part, which I will reuse. I checked it, it looks okay. And in order to get that on here, we need to compress the spring. It's important to check the alignment. Yes, maximum 5-degree deviation between this bracket direction, and on top bolt has got this, it's flat on the one side. We try to fit it in here. Then we loosely screw the top nuts in the luggage compartment. Not tighten them too much, just a little. Then we screw the other bolts down here, sink down the car with the wheel on, of course, and then tighten the bolts on the top as the last thing we do. It happened to be that I had to twist it down here first, then afterwards pushing it up in the holes. So now the new shock absorber and coil spring is mounted. This bolt is fastened. The bolts down here are fastened. There are 2 of them. And we have fastened again this pipe for the brake fluid. Very important. We now have to lufte the bremsesystem afterwards. I need help from my girlfriend for that. So I will wait with mounting the wheel until I've done that. You do the same on the other side, and then you jack down the car and test drive. I hope you have found this little interesting and have use of it, maybe in combination with some nice books or some videos on YouTube. You can find out about most such mechanical parts of your car and help you fixing it yourself so that you have a safe car for your Koie trips. Bye bye.